Welcome back to I'm Still Here. I'm Larry.
And I'm Heather. In 1998, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer at the age of 26. It changed everything for us, but I'm still here. In this episode, we're going to turn the tables a little bit, and Larry's so excited about this, I can tell already.
I'm not.
Because I really just wanted to talk about what it feels like to be a caregiver and a spouse, because it's such a huge part of kind of my journey. I'm so glad that you were with me for it. But so today the questions go to you. How's that?
That's not good. This is not our roles in this project.
Oh,
here.
It's so fun to make things.
And I'm not. I got a peek at the questions about 30 seconds ago. And I don't know is going to be my answer, I swear, for some of these. Because I just don't work that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I think there's just it's fine to be like you have humility about those kind of things, but it's also really important to recognize that the people that surround us as we're going through, something really important, cancer treatments and like kind of whole life changes, it's such an important thing.
It's huge. No, you're right. I'm not discounting this at all.
Okay.
I'm just probably a little more shallow than you, and I just don't think about these things a lot. So
yeah. So I guess let's go back to the very beginning. Like, do you remember what you were thinking when you were like, or what scared
you? Something like that. I don't know. What was I thinking? I guess when they tell you your wife's probably going to die, which is basically what they did.
Yep.
That doctor. You go right to, holy crap, I have to raise my daughter by myself. I mean, that was I'm not qualified. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's a little scary.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I don't think I spent much time there. I don't think I spent a whole lot of time going, oh no, what am I... Honestly, it was probably a day or two. And then some maybe scary days where that brought back into my head as we went through. Mm-hmm. But my brain just doesn't work that way. I think that's the head football coach in me.
Okay.
I think you're in a lot of oh shit moments.
Yeah.
As being a head football coach and everybody's looking at you and you got to make the call. Yeah. And you just get better at that. You're not good at it at the beginning, but you get better at it as you probably have success with it, or you find out what works and what doesn't. And when the heat goes up, I think that's when you learn to calm down and you learn to go, all right, here we go.
Yeah, I can see that. I do feel like we're both pretty quick to make decisions. Like maybe, if anything, we should think about them more. But I think our MO is generally,
go!
Let's go. We'll make a decision. We'll figure it out. We'll keep going, right?
No doubt about it.
So,
and I wouldn't change that in a million years.
No, I think that maybe
helped. My
helped.
comfort level.
Yeah. Who did you turn to anybody, or did you open up to anybody about it initially?
I don't think I did. I don't think I had that. I don't think I had that friend who had already gone through a similar situation.
Shocking at 28.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and most of my friends were my age or a little younger. Mm-hmm. I don't think they had the experience to have a serious sit down and not only for me to kind of just go, but for them to maybe give me advice or any. I don't think I had that. Now, I had, my assistant coaches who were my best friends. And I had, best friends at home that we definitely would talk. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how deep it got.
Was it easier to just kind of have it be a stress relief versus or a distraction of something, or?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I in the back of my brain somewhere I can remember having a really crappy day news-wise, something for you, or or spending the whole day at a hospital, or that kind of thing, and me getting back for practice. And the last thing I wanted to do was talk about that day.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to let's go
Yeah.
and let's and the escape and doing that. That's not to say after practice they wouldn't say, "Hey, how'd it go today?" And I'd say, not real good. We'd have honest conversations that just, I think mentor-wise, I think Mike Simon was a mentor, which, he was in our church and was our neighbor also. And, he would definitely sit down with me anytime and have serious conversations, and anytime I needed to. He was always there for me. So, yeah.
Do you feel like, did people understand, or they just had compassion, right? There's kind of no understanding, maybe.
No. I think when I don't know. There was nobody that had gone through this,
Right. No.
So no, they didn't understand. They knew, cancer, that sucks. But
Yeah.
There's not even, when you're young, there's not even an understanding of what the different stages mean of cancer.
Right.
So, they got cancer. Well, that sucks. I know some people die from cancer. Is that a possibility? Or,
Yeah.
And other people are fine after they had cancer. There just wasn't that, I think, level of knowledge or that.
I don't know if you ever, did you ever talk to Troy at all? I mean, I guess in terms of a peer, he would be somebody at least that had a huge amount of knowledge in terms of cancer, and kind of, I found it helpful sometimes to talk to him, just because he would always, I knew that he understood kind of what cancer looked like, and then he would always put a positive spin on it for me.
Yeah, no, I never did. I mean, I don't think I had the relationship back then with Troy that I feel like I do today.
Yeah.
I feel like I can talk to Troy about anything today and have serious conversations or joking around conversations or any of that.
Right.
Back then,
true.
I hadn't known him that long.
That's true, and he wasn't around a lot when we first met.
No doubt. We hadn't even vacationed with him or done any of that stuff. So I know him a lot better today.
Yeah. Did you feel like the weight of the world was sort of on your shoulders?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I should have. Looking back, I go, shit. No, I wouldn't classify it as that at all. I'm an in the moment person.
Yeah.
And I truly deal with in the moment stuff. I do look to the future. Obviously, everybody does. I don't spend a lot of time in the past at all, purposefully. But I think I've just practiced that enough where I don't dwell on things like that. So, I probably should have felt more weight on the seriousness of it. But again, I think it goes back to my coaching experience, and I've had my ass kicked a lot in coaching, and you're in the second half and you're down 28 points, and your heads are hanging, and you got two options. You can hang your head too, or you can go, let's get better, let's learn, and make a positive out of a negative. I think that's probably my go-to. And I think that's probably my personality, too, is, all right, this sucks.
Well, what do you think your time in the Marines played into that some? I mean, there were definitely a lot of days that were probably not ideal, but it was like, I signed up for this, and I'm going to get through it. And
maybe. I don't know. I think the Marines obviously taught me some things that I used in coaching. Yeah. So was it from coaching or was it from the Marine Corps? But the Marines are embrace the suck. That's what we do. We embrace the suck. It's gonna suck. We all know it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for everybody. Yeah. Let's embrace it and change the attitude on it and have fun doing it. We did that a lot in the Marine Corps, and I think there was a carryover into coaching football, is trying to get my guys to, embrace the suck. We know we're gonna condition for the next 25 minutes, and it's gonna suck. hey, let's have a
little
blast
fun
doing
doing
it,
it, yeah.
instead of, oh, how much time do we have left? That is a mindset, and that's truly something that I believe. I've taught for a long time now, that your attitude's your choice.
Yeah.
It's literally your choice. You can wake up with the worst mood in the world,
Yeah.
and from that point on, it's a choice whether you're in that mood or you go, nope,
Yeah.
it's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
And you can change that right then. I truly believe it. I've done it.
Yeah.
So I think there's some of that goes into that too, and it's just my go-to. Not to say I don't have crappy days and feel like crap, but I think they're few and far between, and it's an attitude.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can think of many times. I mean, that I'm so grateful that you kind of come into a situation. Maybe it was, early days of you coming home where I hadn't had a great day, or I maybe got, and.
Now, none of this was intentional on my part.
I'm not saying it was, but you would find the fun, or you would help bring a smile, or I think we've had a mix of, like, I need you to be serious, it's not that you can't be, but also like, okay, we're done talking about that. Let's move on to something a little.
Like, stuff is really funny.
Yeah.
Stuff's funny. If
Yeah,
and
sure.
I have we both have a sense of humor. And
I've always kind of joked around saying that you were meant to be a high school teacher because
yes,
your humor is right with that high school
and that's my stage.
level, right?
I get to do a comedy act all day, every day.
Yeah.
People don't understand that I work on jokes all year.
Yeah.
Not jokes like, hey, this person did, but I bring it, and I know what works and what doesn't, and I understand how comedians do that, and I absolutely work it, and it keeps kids' attention, and that has nothing to do with this really, but
it does in terms of changing the mood or bringing the right amount of lightness to, you've spent hours and hours and hours in a hospital with me, at the chemo chair, at the waiting for procedures, knowing, I mean, how's it feel to sit in a waiting room knowing that my nerves are at a top level with a PET scan or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still learning that, or what's appropriate and what's not, and with that kind of thing. But my brain goes to what's funny about this.
Yeah.
That's where my brain goes. I can be serious. I can squash that. And I don't comment all the time, but there's just funny shit all the time, and I like to point that out.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can bring a little, whatever that's called.
Yeah. Did you feel like going to work? I sort of answered this, but like normal days or going to work, was that a reprieve for you, especially early in the early days?
I think so.
Was it adding more stress, or sometimes was it hard to be in two places?
Yeah,
or not?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it was both. I can remember, when you were having your stem cell transplant, and I got a cold, so I couldn't come and see you. But it was a cold. It was literally like some sniffles, but they're like, no,
my counts were 0.
Yeah, you cannot even enter the building. This was way before COVID, obviously. So I went to school. I taught each day, and yes, that I wouldn't say that was a reprieve, kind of thing.
No.
But sometimes, and my boss was awesome.
Yeah.
My bosses, the superintendent, the principals, and everybody, the other teachers who covered and did all that, they were unbelievable to me. It was another unbelievable support network separate from you.
Yeah.
That was my support network that not only did they, say, any day you don't want to be here, don't be here.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just go. Yeah. It does not matter. You can go. Do not worry about it 1 second. That part was cool. But they also raised money for me. For gas cards and that kind of stuff.
Well, and like one of the teacher that you student taught with, remember, she offered to walk with me. I would bring Sydney up in the stroller, and sometimes you'd take Sid, and sometimes I'd take her, and she would walk with me, and she had the
because she had just retired.
Yeah, I think so. And she just had such a good way with about I just felt comfortable with her in terms of not asking too much and it was really, really wonderful.
Wow,
things like that. Yeah.
So, and I don't remember what the question was, but...
Well, just the reprieve. Like, sometimes was, I think going to school was sometimes a chance to just go and be funny, and the teacher's lounge can really be a time of laughter for you guys.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yeah. And I don't remember specifically, to be honest, because it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was.
But even over the years, I mean, I think that, we can talk about this more in another episode, but like the school you've worked for has really worked hard to maintain our insurance benefits. And I've been like kind of the poster child for some of that stuff because I think maybe, a lot of people learned that things can go bad early on, right? And so it was, I don't know, it's just one of those things that, but...
Yeah, and we can talk financial stuff in a different episode, like you say, but that was huge.
Yeah.
Talk about a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Or a stressor that a lot of people have that we didn't have because of that.
The insurance part of it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Here's a question. Do you feel like that I always come first? Like, and I mean that almost in a way of like, as we've navigated cancer and our careers and things like that. But do you feel like, I don't know, my health, like, I don't know how to say it necessarily, but we kind of always have to consider that first before we consider, or you consider other things, or not?
I don't really know how to answer this question because I think if I'm doing things right, yes, you always come first. Okay. I mean, that's my makeup is, I think that just makes for a happier marriage. And I believe in chivalry. I believe in, you coming first and putting but I see what you're talking about though, I think. And to some extent, yes. I don't know. Yes.
Do you think it's kept you from pursuing some things that you would have pursued?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, obviously I was a head football coach for 21 years and coach for 26 years, and you absolutely supported me in those roles, and to say that you came first was just a lie. Football came first, and you know that, and that's honestly, if you want to be successful, that has to happen. Right. I mean, we didn't go on vacations because of football. We didn't enjoy doing whatever because of football, being in the weight room every night all summer, and all of those things. Obviously, football came first, and when I was done with that, which now it's been, I don't even know, 3 or 4 years probably. I think. I think there obviously needs to be a shift where that part of it, you do need to come first. But in no way did I make decisions saying, no, I can't do that because of Heather or whatever. Okay. No way. Okay. No, I can't think of one example. Okay. No.
Do you think cancer has affected how you raised our kids? How the role or anything?
I mean, nothing is popping into my head right now. But, this again probably goes to the financial stuff, in that we definitely probably did things with our kids that was just financially stupid. But we were like, whatever. Yeah. YOLO. Yeah. Yeah. And who knows? You just don't know. And so there were probably some things that people would look and go, that's not smart. I don't care. Yeah. So, but I don't, just day-to-day raising kids, no, I can't think of anything. Okay. No.
Can you talk about, remember, I mean, it's been through the years and it's sort of changed, but I feel like there's been so many times that I've kind of come to you with sort of a problem or kind of all upset about something. And then And then can we talk about kind of the process of how we try to get through some of those things? Or
Well, first of all, I learned that you don't want me to solve the problem always.
yeah.
Sometimes you just want me to listen to the problem
Okay.
and shut the hell up. I was really bad at that because people came to I solved 7,000 problems a day. That was my job as a teacher, as a football coach. That's what I did. I was a problem solver. Da, da, da. So you would come to me with, just a problem, whatever. And my first go-to was, all right, let's do this and that. And that did not go well. And I learned that I need to shut up and listen. And sometimes you do want me to jump in and do that, but other times it's you just want to talk it through, and you need somebody to listen. I did learn that. Now, what was the question again?
Well, I mean, just like, well, that's kind of the question. But then also, there's also, I was going to ask you, kind of piggybacking on that, this idea of expectations. So I feel like as your wife and somebody who had cancer, and if I were looking at you, I would kind of be going, well, does he feel like he can't have expectations for me in terms of kind of as a wife or running my household or whatever? Or do you feel like
expectations? No, I expect you to cook and clean and do the damn laundry and sweep and do that shit every day. That's what a woman does.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
So did you feel like, I guess maybe the question is, do you feel like there has been an equal, an equal load in our marriage, even despite the cancer type of stuff? Or do you feel like, I mean, obviously when I'm sick,
think we
you're
have a really equal marriage as far as the duties or the things that need to be done. I think we're pretty equal. Again, I don't get into that with other like couples or something.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what other people do.
Well, it doesn't matter, right? Because it works for us. But I guess what I was saying is, maybe part of it is like, did you feel like there were times that you were doing everything? And were you okay with that? Or did it feel like this is just a time? Or did it make you angry? Or
no. I mean, I'm not saying there weren't days where I was just like, what the F? I need a break.
Yeah.
But those days were so long ago that obviously you don't remember those. You remember the good. But, you know, I think it goes to me wanting to help and solve a problem and do those kind of things. I think that was my go-to mode anyway in that time when I was carrying a lot of that load. But to be truthful here, we had a lot of help.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's from our church family or neighbors or family, you know, our parents and stuff. We had a lot of help. So, I mean, people were cleaning our house.
Yeah.
They were putting food in our fridge. They were, they were taking you to radiation appointments.
Yeah.
You know, it's an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back on every day.
Every day.
You know, had to leave in the morning. Yeah. And I would have had to miss 30 days of school to do that. And people just signed up to take you.
Yeah.
Just to drive you down and back. It was unbelievable. So a lot of the things where I probably would have felt overwhelmed, we had people that either stepped in and said, I want to do this for you, or were truly the people in your life that you can go, hey, can you help us with this? And they're like, if they can, yes, I got it. Thank you for asking. Those kind of people. Yeah. So we had both of those, which really relieved a lot of my load.
Okay.
As a 27, 28-year-old young dad. So
I think also with that, I think sometimes I really looked to you to kind of help me also like set goals or maybe achieve little things or whatever. And I wonder too if that was ever a burden or if that was just something that you felt was just part of?
That's me.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm good at.
Okay.
That's where I flourish. I love doing that.
Yeah.
You know? So no, I mean, that's a problem solving, right?
Yeah.
You have this and you want me to help you. I'm like, oh, look.
Well, or yeah. And I think, I mean, I just wondered, like, even kind of curbing the, like, I guess that's where the word expectation comes in again, too, because it's like, oh, I know I need to do this, or I feel like I should, whatever, make a workout goal or something like that, you know, and your ability to kind of go, let's be realistic about it also. I don't know, the kind of the line between I'm always going to love you and care for you, but I will help you try to achieve and move, you know, forward.
Yeah, I think it's my turn to support you. You know, you supported me for all of those years, truly in an unbalanced support, you know, that we're talking about. I think it needs to go the other way, and that's what I'm trying to do. And in whatever way, whether it's doing this or doing other things, you know, or holding down the fort when you need to do whatever. That's what I see as my role.
Okay. How, I don't know if it's like we've lived with cancer for so long now, but how do you think it's like, has it made you different in any way? How has it maybe helped you?
I think the honest answer is no.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have cancer. You did.
Yeah.
Obviously, we went, but in no time did I ever have the cancer.
Yeah.
You know, that was you.
Because your ability to handle needles is. Whew.
But, yeah, so I can always go to school and not have cancer. I can always get, you know, I can do that. You can't. And so the honest is, I know.
Okay. Do you think it's changed the way that you've been able to maybe support others over the years or not? Have you been able to kind of use, you know?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, we have had a few situations where, you know, coaches and teachers, you know, at the school I'm at, and they've gotten really bad news and obviously had to deal with this very similar thing. And I'm able to maybe give a little advice, or
I think sometimes people just want to know that you've made it through.
Mm-hmm.
You
Maybe.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and
they just want to look at you and when they just had the suck.
Yeah.
They want to tell you just what happened, and you give the look back, and they go, "Oh,
they totally get it.
You know, you sat in that room."
Yes.
And there's just that connection that.
Yeah.
It's not a club you want to be in, but I have, and you know, and now I can remember back all the things that people did for us, and I want to do those tenfold for them, and you know, whatever I can do to make their lives easier. Yeah, I think that's a great role to have in this whole thing now that we're able to, you know, be down the road a little bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
All
right. Well, thank you. Oh, the knock made Ivy bark a little bit. But thank you for letting me turn the tables. I feel like we do oftentimes go back and forth with who's kind of running the show. But definitely when we're sitting in these chairs, I think you would rather be grilling me than the other way around. So
that was the deal, by the way. Yes.
There's, again, another thing that makes you a great teacher is you're always ready and willing to be in the front of things, leading. So, so thanks for doing this, and I hope it's helpful. And for those of you that are listening, we'd love to hear about ways that a caregiver has supported you, or some things that have been helpful. We've been really enjoying. I've been getting a fair amount of messages, and I really love seeing them. And
I'm available also for caregivers if they want to ask me questions.
Yeah.
Or just pick my brain.
Or embrace the suck a little bit.
Or embrace the suck, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm available to talk to. So if you I'm sure through Heather you can get a hold of me.
Yeah, you guys can you can leave comments too on the podcast. We can look at those easily, and we appreciate you, liking and following and doing all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. We're excited to see what comes next. So,
yep.
Thank you. Are you going to end this?
Guess what? She's still
here.
Peace.